Have you ever thought that the stuff you know, just sitting in your head, could actually be worth six figures? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the exact framework to turn your expertise into a super profitable digital product. And trust me, it's way simpler than you think. Let's dive in.
Take a look at this number, $900,000. And no, that's not from some huge company or a fancy publishing deal. That's almost $1 million made by one person with one single, simple ebook. So the real question is, how on earth did they do that?
Okay, here's the secret. It all comes down to a really powerful mental shift. You see, the people who really crush it with digital products, they aren't selling an ebook. No way. They are selling a packaged solution to a really painful problem. This right here is the absolute key. So let's unpack what that actually means.
This right here. This highlights the #1 mistake pretty much everyone makes. They get so focused on creating a thing they want to make, like a book about their life. But here's the hard truth. The market doesn't pay for your story. It pays for solutions to its problems. You're not trying to win some literary award here. You're just trying to help somebody get from A to B. All right, so where do you even begin? You start right here. This is the foundation for everything else. Before you write a single word, before you design anything, you have got to answer two questions. What exact problem are you solving, and who exactly are you solving it for?
The name of the game here is ruthless simplification. Your product can't solve every problem for every person on the planet. It just can't. It has to solve one problem for one specific kind of person with one clear process. There's a great saying for this: simple scales and fancy fails. When you try to be for everyone, you end up being for no one.
And here's a super simple formula to help you lock in that focus. It's called the what you do equation. It's just, I help X, that's the person, do Y, that's the result, by Z, that's your unique method. Honestly, if you can't state this sentence clearly, you don't have a product yet. You just have a cool idea.
So that X in the equation, that's what we call your avatar. And I want you to notice the word is singular. Customer, not customers. We're not trying to sell to a big faceless crowd. We're talking to one specific person. And what's wild is, when you focus on just one, thousands of people will feel like you're speaking directly to them.
So seriously, just for a second, think about this. Get a crystal clear picture in your mind. Who is that one person? Maybe even give them a name. What do they do for a living? The clearer this person becomes for you, the easier literally everything else gets.
And to really bring this person to life, you've got to go deep. What are the things that keep them up at night? What do they secretly wish for more than anything? What are the dumb mistakes they keep making over and over that you can help them fix? Understanding their inner world, that's everything.
Now, if all of this feels a little overwhelming, don't worry. Here is the ultimate shortcut. Just make your avatar a younger version of yourself. Seriously, think about the problems you had 2, 3, maybe 5 years ago. What was the solution you were desperate for back then? When you create for your former self, the whole process feels so much more authentic, and it's 1,000 times easier. You don't have to guess what they need. You already know.
Okay, so once you've got that person totally locked in your mind, the next step is a really crucial mental shift. You have to reframe what you're actually selling, because I'm going to tell you right now, it is not information. I mean, think about it. We are absolutely drowning in information. It's free. It's all over Google and YouTube. And more information doesn't help. It just leads to more overwhelm. People do not pay for information. They pay for transformation. They pay for a clear, simple path that gets them to a specific result they really, really want.
Think of it like this. Your customer is stuck over here in their current situation, and it's probably pretty painful. And they have this desired situation over there where they desperately want to be. Your product? It isn't the destination. It's the vehicle. It's the shortcut that closes that gap and gets them to their goal way faster and easier than they could on their own.
So this brings us back to our little equation. But now we're going to add the final, most powerful piece. I help X do Y by Z so that they can... That's so that they can part, that's everything. That is the transformation. That's not what your product is, it's what your product does for them. All right, you've totally nailed down the person, the problem, and the transformation. So now we get to the part where, let's be honest, 99% of people get stuck, actually making the thing. They just stare at a blank page for weeks. But what if I told you the fastest way to write your book didn't involve any writing at all?
This is going to blow your mind. It's so simple.
First, you just create a really basic outline, just bullet points of your main ideas. Then you open up a tool like Google Docs. You turn on the voice typing feature, and you just start talking through your outline like you're explaining it to a friend over coffee. The app will transcribe every single word you say. Then all you have to do is clean up the text a bit, format it nicely, and boom, you've created your entire product in maybe an afternoon.
Okay, so having the ebook is awesome, but it's really just the beginning. The real money, the sustainable money, isn't in selling just one product. It's in building a complete system around it. This is how you create a true six-figure engine. This right here is the big distinction that separates the amateurs from the pros. Your ebook, it's not the main event, it's just the front door. It's a low-cost, low-risk way for people to enter your world. The real profit comes from what you offer them after that first purchase. Amateurs are always chasing that first sale. Experts build a system on the back end.
And this breaks it down perfectly, using a model we all know, Chick-fil-A. Your ebook, that's the chicken sandwich. That's the core thing they came for. The second they decide to buy it, you ask, want fries and a drink with that? That's called an order bump. For you, maybe that's the audiobook version. Then after they say yes, you ask, medium or large? That's the upsell. For you, that could be a more in-depth video course. The whole point of this system is to increase something called your average order value, or AOV. It's not about finding tons more customers. It's about getting the customers who are already buying from you to spend a little bit more because you're offering them more and more value. And why does this work so incredibly well? It's pure psychology. The absolute best time to sell something to someone is right when they are already in the process of buying. Think about it. They've already got their wallet out, they've decided to trust you, and they're in a buying mindset. That's the perfect moment to present the next logical step for them.
And so we end up right back where we started. The goal isn't to write a book or to build a course. Those are just the containers. The real first step, the one that truly matters more than anything else, is answering this one question. What painful problem are you going to solve and for who? Get that right, and you're not just creating a product, you're building the foundation of a real, thriving business.